And such a person is very risky, Better have a person who says yes, better have a person who says no. If you have a person whom you're dealing with who doesn't know yes or no and he leaves everything onto chance, then you have a tough time coming, And so that is why you should be able to understand at the base of all the yes and no is what? Ignorance. Okay, not knowing something. If you don't realize that this life is full of suffering, this life has the base behind that, then you are going to suffer for sure. But if you realize that all this is because this life is full of suffering and there should be a cause to this suffering. If there is a cause, there should be a way to end the cause, and there should be a path that we can follow so that we can end the cause, right, and get out of the suffering. If we know this, then our journey begins from ignorance to knowledge. So very good morning to everyone, and we are here on the Sunday morning, and our Sunya talks continue, and today we are going to continue on a series of the three jewels. We started a few weeks back. We introduced you to the three jewels. They told you, then we discussed about who are the thieves of these three jewels, and today's session is all about keeping guard of these three jewels and how do we engage our guard to make sure that these three jewels are not lost. But as usual, before we go into our teaching session, we would like to practice. Before that, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why India is so famous for these tikas? You have ever thought why they put tika? You see, any function we have, tika is a must, right? Anything you do, every morning, in India, it's a culture that the lady puts a tika, okay? Then you've seen different types of tikas, these three-line tikas, and that there are these cup-shaped tikas, and all are symbolic to something very, very important that we're going to learn today, okay? And so today's topic is very, very important to let you know what Indian culture actually signifies and what its symbolism means, okay? But as we do in Shunya, less of talk, more of practice. So begin with practice. So we're going to practice. Good morning. Okay, so today we're going to study about the guard to keep track and keep our jewels that are so precious for us safe so that we can display. What is the point of having a jewel which you cannot show to the world, right? You need to take them out, you need to display to the world. But the risk also is there that if the world sees that you have these jewels, they will want to snatch it away. Okay, so we need to have our jewels guarded from the thieves. And who are these thieves? We learned last time. They looked very innocent, right? They look very innocent. The cute little chick, the harmless, little serpent, and the very cute little pig also. But when you look at it, you realize that over a period of time, these little cute things, harmless things, can actually turn to be very, very harmful. The chick becomes the greedy cock, or we call the rooster, and the harmless snake starts stinging you, right? That's venomous, and it can be really, really dangerous. And the cute little pig, innocence becomes ignorance. Ignorance leads to suffering. So we need to know these three thieves, very, very important. We also learned how to manage them. Last time we said, okay, we need to, it's not something that you can escape from. You will have to live with them. But how do you keep them, the small, innocent ones, is up to you. How do you engage with them? Keep a watch with them. So today, we're going to learn if these three thieves, they can, grow within us and they can take away our jewels. We should again go back to understanding what are the three jewels. What are the three jewels? You, your personality, and your association. That's what defines us. That's the three things. You, your personality, and your association. These are the three things that define us. Then when this is the case, what happens? Why is it there that you now suddenly need, we know that there are three things that are more precious to us. That's me, my personality, my association. And I know there are three thieves lurking inside me, waiting for a chance. As soon as I display my jewels, they are here to rob. You see, you are happy. Somewhere or the other, there is something happens and your happiness is gone away. You're satisfied. Something or the other happens and your satisfaction is gone away, right? You have good friend circle. Something or the other happens and your friends just go away. Something is there within you, not outside. Okay, so these three thieves, they are to be guarded, and you need a guard. And for that guard, you need to understand what I said, that we have to, I'll show you a picture. Yeah, this is an ancient picture. This picture shows us that this is the wheel of life. So if you search, it's an ancient picture that is drawn in most of the Tibetan monasteries and everywhere, where they show the wheel of life. And at the center of all the wheel of life, they show these three thieves. So they are like in the jail, they're kept there. If they go out, finish. But they are the reason why we also exist. Okay, so you need to keep them confined, but letting them loose can also lead you to suffering. But if you look at this picture very, very clearly, while you see the rooster, the snake, and the pig together, you also should see what the picture, when I magnify this, you'll realize that this particular pig is actually holding on to the tails of the rooster and the snake. Did you see? Yeah. So that means this picture cannot be so complicated. You cannot have three things being robbing you. Actually, this is a gang, but the gang leader who controls these two is who? Ignorance. You see, the pig, it looks very simple, but it is the reason because of which these two work. Okay. Now, what are the one, to simplify this? One, the rooster basically is want, greedy, right? Keeps on picking. So, the rooster is nothing but yes. Anything he sees crawling, it keeps on eating, right? Snake, no. It keeps always hiding, it lurking somewhere around. So, it's a yes and no. But what will you say yes to? Something that you need, something that you're conditioned for, something that you're programmed for, something that you desire, something that your senses desire. So all these things, you close your eyes, you'll feel uncomfortable because your eyes need to see. So they want to just open up to see something, right? So your eyes are waiting there if you tell somebody to close your eyes and sit, they cannot. They want to open the eyes. The relief they get by opening the eyes is unimaginable when you tell them to sit for half an hour or 1 hour, right? Because the eyes basically are seeking their subject, that's sight, to see something. Same, you put a person in a room where there is no sound, absolutely soundproof and no noise, he goes crazy. He wants to listen to some kind of noise. Okay, it is said that if there is nothing around, they will make their own noise. But they want something, they cannot be keeping the senses silent is very, very difficult. So now that means yes and no, I agree. Okay, you like something, you dislike something. Okay, you have an aversion to something. Okay, or you have a liking for something. Yeah, attachment. Now, but what is the base of that? The third one, when we should see the pig is ignorance. Doesn't know yes, doesn't know no. Maybe this or that, and such a person is very risky. You better have a person who says yes, better have a person who says no. If you have a person whom you're dealing with who doesn't know yes or no and he leaves everything onto chance, then you have a tough time coming. And so that is why you should be able to understand at the base of all the yes and no is what? Ignorance. Okay, not knowing something. if you don't realize that this life is full of suffering, this life has the base behind that, then you are going to suffer for sure. But if you realize that all this is because this life is full of suffering and there should be a cause to this suffering. If there is a cause, there should be a way to end the cause, and there should be a path that we can follow so that we can end the cause, right, and get out of the suffering. If we know this, then our journey begins from ignorance to knowledge. We have a very famous shloka in the Upanishad that says, yeah, asatoma sadagame, means take me from non-reality, that's illusion, to reality, that is not illusion. Okay, then tamasoma jyotirgame, means from darkness, from ignorance, take me to light, okay, where there is knowledge. Okay, and then we have from mrutyurma amrutam game, means from death, liberate me and take me to immortality. So you see, it's a journey, it's a path. And if there is a path, should be a method, there should be a technique. That is why we stress on our basic Shunya teaching. Our practice of Shunya is so important that it helps us understand that when you practice Shunya, you are actually walking the path. You're walking the path that will lead you from your ignorance to knowledge. Okay, because every time you practice, a simple thing, when we do a red belt practice, when we sit down and we practice, we realize I'm missing counts. I'm not able to focus. For the first time, you have a diagnosis done for yourself. Hey, 9 to 0 is so simple. How did I miss it? Why should that happen? Okay, only counting I'm missing. Then, a thought comes in. A thought is bothering me. Till today, you are driven by thoughts. For the first time when you practice Shunya, you realize there is somebody knocking the door when you are trying to do something inside. And that is the thought. So the first time you experience a thought coming to you, and that's very, very important, because now you start seeing thoughts. So when you look at the practice of Shunya, is so well designed, okay, by Buddha himself, that it makes our experience, okay, our learning experience very, very nice. So suddenly we move from ignorance to knowledge. And what is the guard that is doing that? So when you sit down and you practice, you don't want to lose your numbers, you don't want to lose your focus, you want to watch your breath, but something does distract. And who tells you this? Your guard. Who is your guard? Your awareness. Awareness sees, is continuously watching the thieves. Is it greed that is coming in? Is it aversion that is coming in? Is it ignorance that is coming in? Then we sit. So when I don't know, then learn. Okay, when greed is coming in, you slow down. Okay, don't do too much, just do what is necessary sufficiently. When something comes in like where you don't like, you start enduring. So with all your dislikes will come endurance. Okay, with all your likes will come patience. Okay, and with all your ignorance will come knowledge, the experience. So our Shunya practice basically sets you up for the most vital ingredient that you require. That is the guard. It improves your guard. Now, you have a guard, you have a good guard, but if this guard is never trained, he's not asked to do the walk every day, he's not watching everything, useless guard. We lose many things because we are unguarded. Now, you should realize why in India the concept of tika. You remember? We came up with this. Okay, you seen this? You see many people in India do this, right? This, then this, and then this, and this. This is why? Because keep your guard. Keep your third eye watching you, not only these two eyes. Okay, remember that when you go out, when you do activity, there is an awareness that watches you. Do everything with that awareness. Your auspicious celebration, or like kind of a marriage where the husband and the wife, they put tika to each other. That means now I will watch you, you watch me. I will also watch myself, you also watch yourself. We watch ourselves as we go into a new assignment. We go together into a new pact where we build a relationship. Okay, when you worship, when you do something, you engage with the world. You put a tika when you start something. Why? Because, hey, now I can see this, not with these two eyes, with the wisdom eye, the eye that is in the center. That is why when we practice, we always say, look 45 degrees. 45 degrees down is to cultivate that eye. We don't tell you to look with your this eye. We say, just observe, observe, observe. Observe what? The breath. But what are you using to observe the breath? The guard, the awareness. The awareness keeps on watching. The guard doesn't participate. God doesn't tell, okay, let me pull your breath. Let me release your breath. It just watches, You do your activity. Like a referee of a match. He doesn't participate in the game. He watches you doing. If you do false, he blows the whistle. He might even pull up a card. Okay. That is what the referee or the guard does. Okay. You cross the street. You're breaking the red light. Okay. He's going to catch you. The cop is going to catch you. The guard is going to catch, because the guard is being kept there to watch you not break the law, not break the lights. They are meant for something. So this whole world or the universe works on a law. Otherwise, how can it work? It is in a loop. It keeps on doing some things repetitively. If there is no law, then it will be completely chaos, right? So you should understand that there is a law that governs all these things. And that is why, if you want to know, you should understand this guard has to be trained. And our training system is basically on the 4 things. He should be trained in 4 things. We say the guard needs to watch the body as a body. He needs to know what is happening with my body, because that's where you exist, right? So you need to know this body, how is my body, whether I'm sitting straight or not. Because when we practice Shunya, sometimes people tend to, what they do is they just relax, okay? And they relax and just droop down, then their back is not straight. Doing like this is not the way. You have to be sitting straight, okay? Practice realizing the body as a body. You are that ingredient, and that is a very, very important part, okay? Then as you go to the second part, we also, deal with the world, right? We deal with ourselves, with the world. And your personality is very much directly related to your feelings, okay? Somebody who is emotionally too weak, will have a very different personality. We sometimes call, this kind of person is introvert, People who are outgoing, careless, carefree are extroverts. They are different. Every feeling will drive another emotion. So these feelings are so important that they define your personality. Okay, so very, very important that these feelings that you get, you need to know how these feelings work. And if you can understand this, then you realize that all the things that you do, okay, all the things you do in your life are driven by emotions. These emotions, they set you up, okay, on your action. Doing an activity without emotion is not possible. We will always do. So here the guard is what? Again, watching an emotion. Okay, yesterday, I just got a message from somebody that somebody passed away, one of our employee, some relative. They said, okay, now we should have some emotion, now we should give something to them. I said, why? Isn't that the reality of life? Somebody is going to pass away. So if we keep on giving like this, then how? No, he started the emotional. So my manager becomes emotional. Now my manager becomes emotional today with this, then tomorrow he'll become emotional with something else. Then finish. So in war, they say, you should be emotionless, zero. When your country tells you go and fight, and there is an opponent who's taken out his sword or pulled a gun on you, you are merciless. You have to have a bigger responsibility to protect your country. Don't even think. Stop having any feeling. Just chop his head. That's how it is. Just shoot him up. Because that's what your duty is. That's the job of the guard. The guard has to do his duty. He cannot think, oh, the robber is coming to this house. Oh, poor robber, he is. My boss is very rich. I think I better talk to the robber. What is the problem? Yeah, I did not eat from 3-4 days, Can I rob a little from your house? If the guard says, okay, little only, yeah, only some, I'll take some 20,000-30,000. Is that okay? Because I need some bills to pay. And then imagine the guard gets little emotional and says, okay. go from the back door, rob, but come back again, but don't make a ruckus. How will you feel? Such a guard, is he good? Are you okay with such a guard? No, so emotions can only be foolish people's control, under foolish people's control. Why? Because ignorance. Because that thing, you are not even aware that there is something that is watching you. You are not the person who is taking the decision. This is not your property. You are on guard. So if you are on guard, there is something very important you need to watch. Your guard needs to take care of your things and your three jewels. You, your personality, and your association. Make sure your guard watches them. If something is going wrong in your team, in your friend circle, in your family, somebody is whispering against somebody, gossiping somebody, ask your watchman, ask your guard to look into this. Why is it happening? Why is he talking about my brother like this? Why is he talking about my sister like this? Why is he talking about my family like this? Why is he talking about my friend like this? Why is he talking about my teammate like this? Find out. Your guard should go on investigation. Find out, research. You will find that there is some thief inside who is actually emotionally driven, passing all these foolish things. We don't get fooled by that. So, we always say you should be on guard. So, our four foundations are very important. So, body, you watch it as a body. Look at your body. That is the only instrument you have to engage in this world. If you don't take care of your body, forget the other things. First and most important thing is the body. So, look at it, exercise. If you cannot see, you tell your guard, hey, whenever you watch the mirror, you should see how this body is. Is it okay? If not okay, then tell this person to go and change. Who? The mind has to work towards making the body right. Okay. Now, you imagine, this body basically is also our guard. The body itself is a guard. Okay. Now, all these four foundations also are the guard. The body basically is meant to protect you from, getting sick, meant to protect you from, getting old. It's all meant to do that in a particular way, right? But once it is unguarded, it starts getting old faster, right? It starts getting sick faster. It gets disintegrates. Then this body will not help you to do your duty. So your body also should be on guard. Okay. Same is with your feelings. These feelings are meant to engage with the world. But if these feelings only go against you, imagine the guard going against you. The ones who are protecting, they only go against you, finish. So now your feelings should actually be protecting you. You see somebody tells you something emotionally, you should be able to answer them back emotionally. No. It doesn't make sense. With a good respectful way, you can always manage everybody's feelings. Right? If a beautiful girl, there are 10 boys proposing, if she goes along with everybody, then what is that? People will laugh what kind of a girl she is. Right or wrong? She has to choose. Out of 10, she has to say how many? 9 no's. She says no. If she gets no, what will happen about their feeling, how they will feel, then finish. Right or wrong? So she has to be that way. So emotions have to be practically driven, not emotionally driven, not foolishly, ignorantly driven. You have to apply them. Okay, so they make a lot of sense when you have to apply them. Then comes the mind. Mind is again need to be guarded or not? Very much to be guarded. And who guards it? The mind itself. Who guides the mind? We have to guide. We have to guard the mind, engaging the mind to guard the mind. See, we keep, men, we cannot keep dogs to look after men. You have to keep a man to look after thieves that are men. But for animals, you need an animal. So you even keep a dog. Okay, if the government permits, we can keep a tiger also, they will keep tiger also tied out, every house. So, when you look at the mind is basically going to get scattered, is not going to be in focus. So, what we need to do is we need to train the mind. How do you train the mind? Very simple. Practice Sunya. With every reverse count, you watch the body as the body. Body is drooping, some problem. Sit straight again. Okay, when you see your feelings coming in, some scratching or something, you don't scratch. Just leave it like that. It will go away. Feelings come and they go. Okay, they are just feelings. Okay, then watch your mind. Mind, I'm telling you to count 9 to 0. You cannot finish that. You cannot even watch. I'm telling you, what kind of a guard are you? Okay, so 9 to 0, make sure that 9 to 0 is done properly. Okay, then don't miss the count. Look what it is doing. So when you observe the mind is also being trained. Okay, then with trained mind, now the mind is able to focus. Because it is able to focus, it can achieve good results, right? And the last, what we say is your dharma, means your nature. Understand what you are, what your job is, what's your duty. When you realize this is my duty, what's your duty now? I am a healer. If I am a doctor, my duty is to heal people. Am I healing people or cheating people? I should ask myself, right? That is my dharma. What God is watching me? Because I'm making a lot of money, I keep on cheating people and giving anything. When he needs only 2 medicine, I give him 20 because I'm going to make money. Who's the God? The God should watch even me not letting me do that, The God should tell me, remember the eye? It should say, hey, only 2 needed. Why are you giving 20? Who will watch? He said, these 2 eyes will say, you take more money. There's a third eye that says, hey, not good, huh? Karma is waiting. Okay, 18 will be in your bank account. You'll have to pay back. Okay, so there was one nice sutta in which they talk about a pig butcher, who used to sell pig meat next to a monastery. This person used to cut pigs. He used to have a lot of pigs. He was a rich butcher. So a lot of pigs, and he used to cut these pigs and sell them, But he used to sell, why people used to buy the pigs is because his way of the meat was, having the meat was very good. He used to first put the pig and then pour hot boiling water into its gut. So the pig used to, all the hot water used to pass through the stools and all things. So till the water did not become clean, he used to keep on putting the water into it, hot boiling water. Then on the skin, he used to put hot boiling water. And the pig used to, always yell and shout, because it was torture, right? Kind of torture on the skin so that he could remove the black skin nicely. So, and then he used to, after all this, by the time it is semi-cooked also, and then the family used to enjoy this meat. Okay, and then the family used to enjoy the meat. But the shrills and the cry of the pig, the monastery used to feel very bad, But they used to see that this is happening every in a few hours in a day. That's when he used to cut the meat. But then after some time, this person, after around a few years, he started doing it. He was keeping on doing this, and then one day he falls sick, He falls sick. And this time sickness is exactly like what he saw there, because he can only experience what he saw, what he did, right? So he was feeling that something, even his fever was like hot boiling water going inside the gut. Okay, loose motions. Then he was feeling hot on the skin, heat coming up, and he was going through the pain, and he was yelling and shouting like a pig, crawling in the house like a pig, 24/7. So, while Buddha was in the monastery teaching, some of the monks came and said, that Chunda has, become too greedy now. From last few days, we are seeing he's keeping on killing and killing, and there are so many pigs that are crying in his house. So we are feeling how uncompassionate, how cruel this man is. He's gone beyond his appetite. Now he's every day killing. So Buddha says, no. It's not like that. It's no more pigs. In last 7 days, he did not kill a single pig. It's all the pigs that he killed now he's experiencing the suffering of that. Okay, and he's the one who's crawling. He's the one that is yelling, and he's the one that is shouting. And that is why he said, all your evil deeds will have to be paid off. By whom? By you. You see, the law says, if I do murder, and my mother wants to say, no, my son did, please leave him, I will go to and hang myself. It's okay. Is it allowed by law? Even my mother wants to say, it's okay. My son, I can die for him. Allowed? Why? Because that's a law. You did it, you pay. Nobody, even if you want to sacrifice for somebody, you cannot. If the law, if the constitution does not allow, forget the law of the world, universe, it will not allow. Every little step you do, every little thing you do is completely watched. Okay, remember these guards, your body Your body is your guard. You should realize my body is stiff, my body is painful, my body has got overweight, my body is suffering. Wake up, let the guard go and tell you this. This report you should understand with your awareness. Make sure you treat it, take care of it. Okay, imagine your house, all your walls are falling, everything is collapsing. Even if your guard runs everywhere, he cannot prevent if 10 thieves come. So if he is coming and telling you, hey, the walls are collapsing, we need to do something, then you start building your walls. Same is with your health, with your immunity. When you see it's going down, build it up before it actually collapses completely. Otherwise, there is no way you're going to escape from suffering. Feelings, same. Take care of it, manage it well. Okay, who will manage it? The feelings itself. If you start feeling emotional, use another emotion, equivalent emotion to manage it. Okay, how do you do that? That is what we say, you need to have the wisdom to apply what to what. Okay, somebody you don't like, use endurance. Okay, let me see how it is. Let me first, before telling my choice I don't like, let me be with it for some period and then make my final decision after I experience it. Not just like that I don't like and I don't want and I don't this thing, or something like I want, even realizing it is full. You become too much for it. Who is going to guard that? An emotion again. Okay, then you go down to your mind. With the practice of Shunya, you realize your mind is not stable. Today it was not even able to finish 9 to 0. Forget 29 to 0, 99 to 0. I'm not able to even focus my mind. Means today my mind is really, really out of order. It's like, everything is there. The body is there. The guard is there. Okay, he is completely, loyal to the boss. Okay, and he is guarding there. He is holding a gun, okay, which is loaded, but he cannot focus. What is the point? Useless, na. The thief is here, he is shooting here. Then what? How it will work? It doesn't work like that. Wherever the thieves are, if the thief is here, you should shoot that. If you should here, everywhere, the thief will also say, wow, what a guy I've got, This guard, I can run away from him like this, and no need to worry. Not only the main boss will come, other 5 people will also join. This is drama buzz. Okay? So this guard is useless. So your mind should always be focused. People have been looted of their 3 jewels. Everything was right. Body was right. Feelings were managed. Mind not able to focus. Finish. You understand? Sometimes the emotions are right. The mind is also focused. The nature is also good. Everything he knows his duty. But body does not support. Finish. Right? Then your body is right. Feelings go for a toss. Mind is focused. And you know your nature. Still you get lost. So always remember, you can lose your jewels when anything of these 4 foundations. I keep on reminding you that your foundations are the basis. They are the guard. They also are your guard. It's like, this building stands because there is something that holds on to it. That's the guard. If that thing goes, if the one pillar decides, today I want to go away, finish. The building will collapse. Similarly, your existence relies on these guards. So, nature, dharma, do your duty, realize your duty. How will you know your duty? Ask questions. Find out, what am I supposed to do? What is my duty? You're studying something, medicine, right? You should realize that my studying medicine is to apply that knowledge for the welfare of mankind, for which people will exchange something in return. See, Buddha and the Sangha used to go to every house. They used to ask for alms, In exchange, they used to always give some knowledge. Okay, they say in the future times, later what happened is, they used to exchange and find out if somebody was sick, they used to give medicine. Okay, they used to give, they used to carry all the things that are given. So sometimes there are houses that they saw that they never opened food or, door, because maybe they did not have, somebody was sick. From theirs, they used to give them. They were the ones who were doing the balance in the society. You understood? Making sure that from here, I would be able to give, but not by robbing them, by asking from them. And because they were good in nature, everybody gave them. Because they were good in nature, they could give others. So this is how they manage a society. Unfortunately, today we don't have. But the government has come up with many concepts like the NGOs or these government organizations which want to do social work are meant to do this job. They take from somebody. Okay, the government has made it mandatory for CSR, or good companies also making profit, 2% of that. They need to make sure that they give it to these people in their bowl, and from there they give it to others. Okay, so this is again very, very important. So understanding that we are basically in the wheel of life. Okay, we all have the basis of suffering rooted in three things. What are greed, that is because we like something, our aversion because we dislike something, and third, the boss of all of them, ignorance. I don't know. Okay, I never knew eating 10 gulab jamun in every day, morning, afternoon, evening, will give me diabetes. I did not know. Now what to do? Oh, you did not know? Sorry, then we take away your diabetes. Is it possible? I did not know jumping from the top of the mountain down, I'll get hit and I'll die. If you go and God, I did not know, God, I did not know gravity. You did not know? Now you come here, go to hell. Right or wrong? This is how it is. Your ignorance cannot be an excuse for you not to suffer. Actually, your ignorance, the pig itself, is the reason from which you hold on to all these things. Once the pig lets loose of the rooster's tail and the snake's tail, if it lets loose, just open the mouth and let it go away, then greed will go away, then your hatred and envy will go away, then everything will go away. These are two very, very important. So, at the base of all that is what? Knowledge. How do you get knowledge? Is through experience. And how do you get experience? Through practice. How do you practice? It should be simple. You can do it every day. And I think Shunya is very, very easy. You can practice. With 9 to 0, you realize what is happening to you. In your body, what is happening to you in your feelings, what is happening to you, your mind itself, and what is happening for you to realize your nature. Okay, very, very important. So, we all say, your two things, your likes and dislikes are the two things that are based on ignorance. Now, that means if I don't know to make choices between what I like and what I don't like, I'm always going to be in a state of confusion. Correct? You see, ignorant people are confused. They are at the mercy of somebody who knows. And do you think a person who knows is always right? So there are two types of people, knowers. One who know that I want this, one who know I don't want this. You understood? So everybody, even the knowers are of two types, right? Yes and no. Okay, now, if you are going to go to the one who is saying yes, 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 all your things will be yes. If you go to the one who says no, 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 all your things will be no, no, no. You cannot do that. You have to strike the right balance. Apply that wisdom, where to say yes and where to say no. Okay, when you say yes when it is needed the most, then it is very important. Like for a person who is already sick, about where the doctor says, don't move, take rest, go and take rest, your hemoglobin is low, with 7 or 8 hemoglobin, he decides, no, 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 I met my friend, he goes every day for jogging, today morning I get up and I go for jogging. Is it okay? He goes with 7 hemoglobin, okay, goes for jogging, there only he will collapse. Finish. He was doing what the other one was doing, right? But he did not realize himself what he was, what condition his body was. So, you have to apply them very wisely. So, when you take a wrong decision, so then your right and wrong decision depend on what? Your action. Okay. When you take a wrong decision, you suffer. When you take your right decision, you are happy. Right? Now, right and wrong depend on your experience. So, when you act. Now, when you take a wrong decision, okay, you also get the wrong qualities within you. You get a wrong body. You have wrong feelings. You have a wrong mind. You have a wrong concept of your dharma, your nature. So, then suddenly your body starts going out of shape, starts inviting all the sickness because you have done something wrong to the body. You have taken wrong decisions for the body. Okay. Then your feelings, if you take wrong decisions for your feeling, hatred, envy, jealousy, all these negative feelings, they start coming to you. And you say, where did they come? Because somewhere I have taken a wrong decision. I have taken something wrong in my life, I need to go back and correct it. Okay. Same is with the mind. If your mind is not trained properly, then what it does everything wrong. and you're not able to achieve anything because you're not able to stay focused on one point. And then when you have a wrong concept of your dharma, your duty, then what? Finish. If you go for the Indian army and tell them, I go there only because I have a big family, I have to earn money, immediately the other country gives you a good offer, two times salary. Will you go there? I'll go there because I want only salary. I don't come here for the country. Is that okay? Not okay. Such a guard, you should just chop his head off, right? So they do court martial for such people who cheat the country. Okay, no emotion at all. So you understand that your right and wrong decide what happens to your life. So you should always stay guard. So your guard are very important. Okay, now these guards basically are, as I said again, I remind you, your ignorance. So make sure that you cultivate enough awareness that you start knowing things. How will you know things? Only and only through one simple process. What is that process called? It's called seeking knowledge. Knowledge can be sought in two ways. Listen to people who have experienced something. Second, go and experience it yourself. Again, bringing us to the end of this session. Thank you so much. We conclude this session and we will see you on next Sunday at 9 a.m. Okay, till then, bye-bye.